We were granted access to Buckley Air Force Base recently to meet the new commander of the 460th Space Wing. We've been sharing with you parts of our interview with Colonel Dant over the past couple of weeks, and in his final segment, he talks about his role as commander, the people of Buckley Air Force Base, and how he'd like to be remembered as a leader. There's a lot of mystery behind the gates of Buckley, and you see the golf balls, as people like to call them, refer to them.
You can't get lost when those golf balls are on the horizon.
You can't. So. You know right where you are. And you see the F-16s once in a while doing their takeoffs. There's a lot going on behind these gates. Is there a lot of pressure to be here as the commander?
If there is, I guess I'm not feeling it yet. Very few people get an opportunity to be a wing commander in the United States Air Force. I don't know the percentage. It's pretty minute, and I have a philosophy. You can either embrace the authority and responsibility that you have, or you can fear it. And I choose to embrace it. I have a good time as a commander. I like to say at Buckley, we work hard and we play smart.
Staff and the folks that are here on the base, what can you say about them? I'm sure you get to know them each day at a time. What would you like to say to the folks here?
Oh, I am 100% proud of what you guys are doing for your country is what I want to tell them. And I tell them that every day. One of my goals is to get out from behind this desk in this office at least once a day, and I'll go pop in on an organization unannounced, because it's not an inspection. I tell them, I just want to come and shake hands and see how you're doing. And I'll tell you what I tell them. I'm really proud of you for serving our country and for doing the great work that you do for this base, for our mission, and for the local community. It's been an active duty Air Force base for 7 years now. And so the Air Force has taken note of that, and we actually led the Air Force 5 years in a row, Air Force-wide, for new military construction. So the Air Force did invest in Buckley in order to kind of make sure that we were at the standards for an Air Force base. And I'm sure as you drove through the gate and look around, we're really building a beautiful base here, and we're really, really proud of it.
I'm sure you have many honors that you're quite proud of. Are there others that that are extremely significant to you?
Well, the most fulfilling things in my professional life and my career have been when I've had opportunities to command. Because really, the Air Force is entrusting you with the lives of the people who work for you. And to me, that's the most fulfilling thing that I've had an opportunity to do. Aside from that, I have deployed 7 times in my career, and whether it was Operation Allied Force, if you remember that, in 1998, to multiple times to the desert, to the last one being to Iraq. And whenever you have an opportunity to put your boots in the sand, so to speak, and be forward for the United States of America, there's just an overwhelming sense of pride that comes with that.
Is there a particular leader that speaks to you specifically?
There's several. I'm a big fan of Abraham Lincoln. You probably saw his book on the coffee table, Lincoln on Leadership. I've read that a couple times. I thought that he was really a crucial leader for the country at a crucial time. I'm a big fan of Thomas Jefferson as well. The Renaissance man. As military leaders go, I'm somewhat of a Civil War buff, and I come from the South, so I've read quite a bit on Robert E. Lee. My favorite quote, and the folks who work for me have probably heard it about 10 times, is by Robert E. Lee. He said, you should do your duty at all times. You can never do more, and you should never wish to do less. And George Marshall as well. General of the Army George Marshall, one of the few 5-star generals that we had, was Chief of Staff of the Army. He was Secretary of State. He was Secretary of Defense. Almost 50 years, I think, in federal service, which is just amazing to me.
As a leader yourself now, what do you hope people take away from your leadership?
My philosophy is one that's really simple, and it has served me for 21 years in the military, and I focus on taking care of people. I have found that if I take care of my people, that they will always, without doubt, always take care of the mission. And they've never let me down in this Air Force that I'm proud to serve in. I make sure that they're trained, that they have the resources that they need, that they get rewarded when they do well, and sometimes that involves some tough love, that discipline is fair but consistent. But if I take care of them, they always take care of the job.
Each day that you come into your office and you look out your window and,
Yes.
and you have the scenery that
It's a terrible view.
that you have, yeah. Do you pinch yourself, or do you ask somebody to come in and just remind you that?
I do. They don't let me forget. It's really neat to look out at those golf balls we talked about, see the mountains. It's fun, it's inspiring, and it's also a little bit intimidating, right? We got 14,000 people that work on this installation, and we talked about, nearly 100,000 retirees that we're serving. National missions. It can be intimidating at times, so sometimes I'll pinch myself to make sure that that I've got my head locked on straight, and I'm focused again on the people so that they can be focused on the job.
Colonel Dant, sir, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I really appreciate you guys coming to talk to us. Not so much to hear about me, but so that I can talk about Buckley Air Force Base.
Thank you.
You bet.
If you'd like to see any of the 3 interview segments we've done with Colonel Dant, you can find them on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/the Aurora channel. Thanks again to Colonel Dant and everyone at Buckley that helped make the interview possible.